Okay, so I'm here with Jacob today, and I'm going to ask you about what you're wearing. Can you give me a little fit check?
Yep. I'm wearing a hard hat. I'm wearing protective eyewear, gloves. I gotta wear jeans, steel-toe boots, and a vest.
Very flashy.
I'm here with Mason Wellman of the Wash Group. We are learning about the drilled piers. Diesel Construction is doing the process, right?
Yep, diesel drilling.
All right, so can you tell us about the process model and the operations that goes into this process?
So the process of our drilled piers on our project here at the University of Kentucky Cancer Treatment Center is first, obviously, we lay out with our surveyor, get a complete center of pier, and then we take one machine, probe down. We'll have a 4-inch probe hole that goes down. Once we reach 10 foot past, our inspector goes down and he scratch rods it with a piece of number 5 rebar with a hook on the end. He verifies there's no voids underneath that caisson or anything like that. Then we can get into drilling. So then first we have a conventional drill, which is smaller. It'll come in and drill the top layer until it hits hard rock. So that's the overburden. And then he takes the overburden out. Once the overburden is completely gone, then he brings in this machine over here, which is they're calling it a downhole hammer system. So this machine hooks up to air compressors, and it's kind of like a conventional drill, but instead of actually drilling and scratching it, it pulverizes the rock as it goes with air, like a pneumatic tool. So once he gets down to his elevation, he cleans it out, make sure there's no water in that, and then.
So in this video, they are opening up the hole that they have already drilled. They're about to set a set of rebar cages. They're using one of their machines to lower the cage down into the hole.
Can you tell us what we're looking at right here?
This is a hole in the ground.
How deep is the hole?
What is that, Ryan? 25 foot? Approximately.
For our manufacturing plant, we toured IMI, a concrete plant. Here's where the QA of the concrete cores are done, and then here we have where all the fabrics and mixed metals are kept in order to increase the structural strength of the concrete or just to reduce cracking. Next, here's where all the magic is done, the actual plant itself. Here you can see where the aggregates are conveyed up and weighed, and then you have where the admixtures are weighed and kept. And then lastly is the control room, where everything is made sure that everything's getting out on time and that everything is being weighed correctly.
Bring in concrete and pour concrete in the hole with the cage.
Can I ask you, what are the cow-looking hay bale barriers? What is that for?
That's just for people working around the hole and protecting the hole. So you put that around while they're drilling so people don't walk into the hole while they're drilling. We put them up when the hole's exposed on top with a hole cover, just walking over that. They could fall through it, stuff like that. So it's just a safety thing, mostly.
What are some other safety practices that Diesel does to protect the workers and make sure nothing caves in?
So, biggest thing with what they're doing is pulverizing the rocks. So, I don't know if in the video you can see they're starting to kick up a little bit of dust, but we've been harping on them to utilize water to stop the silica and also noise. So, biggest thing is dust and noise, I'd say. And obviously, falling in the hole is a pretty big deal.
Max, can you explain what the red tape is and why it's important for piers and drilling?
Yeah, so on our site we have 2 colored tapes we like to use, red tape and yellow tape. So red tape is considered a controlled access zone on this site here. So it's kind of like you're setting up a barrier that you don't want anybody inside or anything like that. So, and then yellow tape is just like crossing the road. Look both ways, kind of make sure everything's clear. Then you can go in that area.
I'm with Ron from Solid Ground. He is the inspector for the drill piers process. Can you explain a little bit about what happens if there is an error in the drilling, and then what the rework would be for that error?
Yeah, so a lot of times if there's an error in the process, they'll do an in-depth look. We'll do what's called a PDA, which is an in-depth analysis of the pier itself. And it's kind of like an x-ray of sorts, lets you see the entire pier all the way down. And we'll try to come up with the best solution is. Usually we want to try to leave it in the ground, not tear anything out, not redo anything, just because it tends to be cheaper and quicker.
Can you talk a little bit about what the sustainable practices are for the process?
Yeah, so making sure that you've got your best management practices for erosion, making sure you're not getting any diesel into the soil, not having any oil runoff that could get into, you've got your retaining ponds back here. Making sure that we don't get anything that's going to get into a water supply, something like that. The big things or really with that, just keeping water clean, stuff like that.